What's up, gangsters? What is up? Can you all hear me? Man, talk about being busy today. But gotta make up. I always have to make some time for you peeps to go live session and say what's up to a few of you guys. Um, kind of show or say what's coming up for the week. Promote some channels and some Instagram pages. I think you guys would get a nice kick out of. And yeah, well, happy Monday. At the time of this recording, obviously, you guys will be checking it out either on Tuesday or, some random day or some random time, just that you came across this video. And just want to say thank you to everybody who said hi at the old school Honda meet in San Diego this past Sunday. It was definitely an amazing turnout. Um, Isaac, the organizer, was like, "You think it's gonna be busy?" Boy, was it busy. But it was cool. I didn't get all the cars. Honestly, I legit spent like I was there for like 3 hours. I legit spent about an hour and a half talking to people, and ultimately, that's what you want to do. I think. I tried to spend a little bit more time than usual saying hi to people just because it's the one time that we can say what's up one on one. It's not through video like this. And I had a few people that have been supporting the channel for a while, and they're like, "Hey, man, it was freaking cool to finally meet you." And don't think that I take that for granted. Um, but like I always say, I'm just a regular ass dude. Um, there's legit nothing special about me, so say hi. If you see me recording, I'll definitely try to make some time for you. But um, I hope everybody's doing okay. I know it's been it's been a weird type of month, but for me it's been pretty good. I can't really complain. Life is great. Thank you, EK Chris. Hearts. Thank you, Samuel. Joel Ver here. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate you. Don't start talking smack on EKs. You drive a prelude. You have no legs to stand on. I'm making a video of my EF sedan tomorrow. Stay tuned. Are you gonna upload it on this one, the old school one? Better upload it. EFs. Gross. Oh man. Always talking smack. But I should say that I was super excited at the San Diego Honda meet because there was way more Accords than I expected, and it was so nice to see them. I got to meet a few of them, some that are local to me, so looking forward to hanging out with them. And I mean, that's what it's all about, seeing some people come out. A lot of people drove from so many different cities to San Diego. There will be another old school Honda meet the Bay. In the Bay, I don't know exactly what city yet, but it'll be in the Bay, and it'll be towards the end of May, according to the organizer of Old School Honda. And there's also going to be another event coming up by VTech Tuning. That's a pretty big page on Instagram for mainly Hondas, and so hopefully we get to attend both of those. And I mean, ultimately, just kind of want to go to many events and staying safe, obviously, as possible. And I can honestly say that this last time, people were, some people were not wearing masks somewhere. As long as you keep your distance and be respectful of others, and ultimately, if you're going to an event like that, you're putting yourself at risk. So even if you do wear a mask, there is a chance that you might get sick or you get others sick, and so that's a risk that we are all aware of and we're all taking. Um, I guess taking for granted, and we're still going. But I would suggest still, if you believe in that, wear your mask, stay safe, so that way we can continue to have a good time. But again, that's just my humble suggestion. Today's Instagram page that I want to show to you guys is a Friday meet original boba. Today went live the the meet coverage from that day, and this is the Instagram original BYOB meet. Um, Obviously, this is the last flyer they did, but this is the address: 963 South Glendora Avenue, West Covina, Califas, 91790. And they should be having it, every Friday, unless they say that they're not gonna have it. But for the most part, it's every Friday. Come through, come hang out. Um, keep it chill. The cops there have been really mellow with us, and so that's definitely a good feeling. You kind of want to keep at that. You want to be able um, to show the same level of respect and appreciation. So if they show respect to you, then you gotta do the same thing. You can't be acting stupid. Um, but I hope you guys can make it out. And like I said, get chill. Old School Honda says yes. Old School Channel. Yeah, man. Looking forward to seeing the EF sedan. You have some very clean cars. I know that you're still ordering some parts um, through various locations and various sites. You have to get creative, and yeah, man, that seems to be the case with all the EFs. It's crazy. My cousin is in the hospital, COVID, and got the vaccine. Yeah, man. You guys have to understand, just because you get the vaccine, if you believe in that, not necessarily you're not gonna get sick again. It's supposed to minimize the symptoms or something like that. But again, try to stay as safe as possible. Good channel. Thanks, guys. Yeah, man. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate you coming in. I'm very serious BS, man. Maybe, but ultimately that's your opinion, and it's 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 one of those things where I think we have to be open minded to a whole bunch of different walks of lives and concerns and beliefs, and I think that that's really what makes the situation a little bit better when people are considerate of others. But ultimately, like I said, we're the ones who actively are making the decision to go out to these meets. And so if we do get sick during that, then that's 100% on us. But enough of that. Today's topic that I wanted to discuss, it's funny because it came from a podcast that I was listening to today. Um, I usually listen to a lot of podcasts about self improvement and things of that nature. And today's podcast, it had John Maxwell. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with his work. And one of the things that he decided to discuss on was ethics and setting yourself goals. And so he goes along the lines of business ethics, and he's like, there's no such thing as business ethics. There's just things as ethics, right? And it's crazy to think that a lot of us forget about all that stuff, um, especially when we're interacting with people on a daily basis. And so I think it's important to understand that everybody has different walks of lives, and so when you come across somebody that may not share the same beliefs as you, I think it's important to understand where they're coming from. Like, let me give you guys an example. Like, for instance, someone who may make a lot of money, to regular Joes like myself, you might look at them and be like, well, they may be ripping off, everyday Joe, or Amazon doesn't pay their taxes, et cetera, et cetera. But not to say that they're right, not to say that they're wrong, but sadly, that's the way the system has been in place for a long time, and that's the reason why all these companies um, are taking advantage of it. But regardless of what other people are doing, I think this is my personal belief, I guess. no one has any control over your own immediate personal life. You see, like when every 4 years elections come across here in the States, everybody gets heated up about the things that we believe in. And I do that in air quotes because we say we believe in it, but it seems like we forget for the next 3 years until election time comes around. And it seems like we all of a sudden get divided. And how that ties into ethics and setting yourself goals is, I'm a strong believer that no one's gonna come and fix your life. You need to put the effort. You need to be able to look at the situation that you're in and take full responsibility for the things that may or may not be going your way. I feel like legitimate that helps you. I feel like legitimate that helps you grow, that helps you understand that you're going to be in tough situations at times, but there's a way out. That helps you understand that your current phase is not your ending phase unless you choose to do that. Unless you choose to not put different goals or whatever you want to call them. If you don't want to call them goals, some people I know they don't believe in goals. I do. Um, Nothing's going to change in your immediate life. You know, why to me I find it to be important because there's days that I don't feel like doing the work. I don't feel like you know editing a video. I don't feel like legitimate going to work and doing those type of things. I don't feel like eating a healthy snack, but it's like one of those things that you have to put yourself, whatever's important to you, you're going to be doing over and over. Obviously, uh, it seems like at the moment my health is not the most important thing because I'm not eating accordingly. I'm not working out accordingly the way I'm supposed to. Um, and I think that's part of it. You have to set yourself your own boundaries, your own goals, your own mission in life, which is going to be 100% different from others, and other people are going to have different backgrounds and situations. So don't get upset or don't try to make everybody feel or have the same beliefs that you do. It's just not going to happen. I mean, I think that that's an important skill to have, to one, take full responsibility of what's going on around you, and two, to understand that not everybody's going to have the same beliefs as you, and it's okay. It doesn't mean that they're right, doesn't mean that they're wrong. I think it says more about you if you're not willing to listen. In that process, I think that that's where growth comes. In that process of dealing with different people from different backgrounds, or setting goals for yourself, and despite hardships, because I mean everybody can have a good time when things are going well, when you're making good money, when family's healthy, when all it seems like all your ducks are in place. But what about when you're having a hard time at work? What about when you lose your job? What about when finances are a little tight? What about the times that you don't feel like doing something? What happens then? And I don't expect you to be 100% on your game every single time, but I think a big chunk of it is, what is it that you're listening to on a daily basis? What is it that you're watching? If you're watching the news, yeah, you mostly your life is going to be revolving negative stuff, because as far as I know, the news have only like one section of a good news, and that's towards the end, and it takes about 10 seconds. I think I've seen that in the news. I don't watch the news, but there's always like, oh, we're going to end up with a good, something positive. 80 to 90% of the things on the news is going to be negative. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be educated or be aware. I think it's super important to be aware. But I also think that if that's your routine every single day, that's how a lot of dreams and goals never get, never are never met, I should say. Oftentimes we think, well, I can't make it because X, Y, or Z reason, but you forget to really take a look at your own personal life and think, what is it that I'm spending my time on? I follow the minimalist in the podcast, and one of the things they say is, don't tell me what's important to you, because if you show me what you do on a day-to-day basis, if you were to show me your entire schedule, I will clearly see what's important to you. So it's not what you say, it's what you do. I was just having a discussion with my buddy Frankie. We went out to play basketball before this, and I wanted to jump on and do a live session with some of you guys, um, because we were having that discussion. It, there's so many people that look successful, but they're very unhappy, um, and for whatever reason. To the rest of us, they have the financial um, accomplishments that all of us, would want to have. We want to have a big house, we want to have, bank account, whatever the case may be, but they lack something and we don't know what it is. And I think that that's just very important for you. This is a automotive channel, but I also think that it's important to listen to a different perspective. Whether you agree or disagree, that's up to you. But I think it's important to grow. It's important to surround yourselves with people that question your beliefs in a healthy way, in a respectful way. Because I feel like once you come across very rude, um, there's no dialogue there. There's no communication, and everything gets lost. And so it almost reinforces what you believe. Um, as you guys know, I'm all about focusing on positivity because there's so much negativity in the world, and that seems to grab the most attention. I mean, I guarantee you, if I was talking about negative stuff or reacting to something or being controversial about just different topics, and if I was to make videos and videos after that, more people would tune in because it seems like we all want to be triggered. The minute somebody starts saying, self growth and positivity and respect others, it's almost like, I'm not going to share my experience. I'm not going to prove my point. And you can prove your point, but in a respectful manner. But at the same time, if all you're doing is spending that time trying to prove your point, or always, it seems like there's some people out there that the very first thing that comes out is something negative or something that they focus on, that, oh, I'm smarter than you. Oh, you didn't know this. Um, it's a waste of your time. I mean, I've done that. I mean, some of you guys may or may not see some of the videos. I'm having to raise comments because people come through and they have a smart remark, whether for the car, for the builder, and I just don't want to deal with, I don't want to make myself look bad by replying in a negative, nasty way, the way they chose to do it. Um, so I just erase it. Or sometimes I do, respond with, hey man, like, I don't want you wasting your time. Like, if you're not happy with what you're seeing, like, go watch a channel that actually brings value and benefit to you. But I think that goes around with everything else in life. Um, a lot of us walk around thinking like, okay, well, I'm gonna be happy once this happens or once that happen, or I'm in a place in life where I can't get ahead because of this or that. Sure, we all have different challenges, and I don't know what yours might be. I really don't. I'm not gonna try to pretend like all of us have the same opportunity, or or that my problems are much bigger than yours or are not. All I'm saying is, if all of you who are watching this have access to a computer, you guys have access to technology, you have a home, you have food, you have people that love you. I'm not saying that you agree with them or that they show it all the time, because even with families, there's challenges at times, but that they love you. You're very, very fortunate. So there's no time to waste, you know, unless that's really what you want. What you can manifest. I look back to, I was just having this conversation with my wife today. I felt like just 5 years ago, I felt more driven. And what I mean by that, I mean, I was working two jobs. I was working from 6:30. I would coach till about, no, from 6:15, I believe, to about 7. I would coach whatever sport at the middle school. 6:30 to 7:40. I'm sorry. It's been a long time. 6:30 to 7:40, about an hour or so, I would coach. From 8 to 12, I would work my part-time job, which was a teacher assistant. I would go home. I would take a nap. And then at 2:30, I would leave to my night job, which was 3 p.m. to 11. My afternoon job, not night. 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. I would get home about 11:15, do some homework, go to sleep maybe at 2, and then I was up, 5:45 again. Let's go. And I feel more driven because in my head I was like, well, I'm working towards this goal, I'm working towards that, I'm working towards this. Physically I was in a better shape. I think mostly because I walked quite a bit more in the afternoon job. I mean, I was cleaning classrooms, and I was I was the lead, so I had to take all the trash from all the entire school with a lot of physical labor. In the back of my head too, I was also wondering, like, once I finish school, once I get that counseling job, then I'm gonna have more time for me. I'm gonna be able to work out. I'm gonna be able to do this, and it backfired. Not backfired, but it just is not how it worked. And it's not because it didn't work because of just randomly. No, it's because I chose not to focus on the things that were important, which then you can take a look at my physical appearance per se. Um, and so I think that's important for all of us to understand that it doesn't matter if you're 40, it doesn't matter if you're 50. Like, don't stop growing, don't stop learning. Um, it's and again, whatever it is, whatever feeds your mind, hopefully it's positivity. If you run a business, damn, like, hopefully you meet the goals that you know desire. I know last year was tough for everybody on a personal, physical, psychological. It was a rough year. For others, it was a wonderful year financially, and even to be able to be at home with family. Like, they slowed down completely, like they've never had and probably will never experience again, because it was such a odd time. But there are a lot of people who made a good moment out of it. And I think that just goes to show you that it doesn't matter what you're in, whatever troubles in the world. If you truly put goals to yourself, if you truly kind of manifest, and put it out there in the universe. Again, if you don't believe in none of this, no problem. But I feel like that's really what keeps people moving forward. The same thing with cars. I mean, maybe your car doesn't look the way other cars look, and you don't, and you're thinking, well, when is it going to be my turn? Well, put in the work. Put in the work. If that's important to you, you will. Maybe put in a couple hours at work, learning a side hustle, learning a side job, whatever the case may be. Um, it takes time, and understand that we're all in different speeds. I mean, I don't get down on myself. I told you guys, I will love and I will own a Porsche or a 63 Impala, and every time I see them, I'm like, damn, that's nice. But I'm not, at the end of the day, super hyper focused on that is getting me to feel bad about my situation. Nah, I mean, I think everything will come at its right time, and I think that it's part of it. It's part of the journey. It's part of you learning patience. I lack a lot of patience, and that's definitely something that I need to work on. And so definitely goals. Like I mentioned, you guys, I have a vision board that I do every single year with my wife, and we update it, and we revisit it. And I take a look at it every single day, and I always manifest, positivity. I watch podcasts on decluttering physical stuff. I watch podcasts on budgeting, um, and I listen to a lot of this stuff, and I write it down, and I make sure that I practice it. I think the only area, like I was talking to my buddy Frankie today, was the area of fitness. That's the area that I'm lacking right now. And so baby steps, and it sounds, to some it might be silly, but just drinking water and cutting back on my meals, that's how it starts. That's the very first step. And maybe to you, your weight has never been an issue, that comes easy to you. But there's other areas in your life that does not come easy, and so only you know what challenges you have and how you can go about solving them. Asking for help, realizing that there's a problem to begin with. I think that's the number one thing. Um, and so, I mean, all these different things trigger from just listening to the podcast about ethics, about setting goals for yourself, the people you surround with, you surround with, and the way you look at interactions with other people. If the conversation is always about something that's divisive, well, no shade, you're always gonna have that negativity on you. You're not fun to talk to if all you're doing is talking about something divisive. Even if you're talking to the people that agree with you, it gets boring. It really, I truly believe it gets boring. Um, that's why, even me at the old school Honda meet, I had a lot of conversations with people about no car related stuff. We're talking about their their motivation to getting up in the morning, what they've been up to, um, their goals, their plans, their next, move when it comes to um, business, or starting a business. I talked to a few people who were like, yeah, I'm gonna start a brand, and they're asking me like, how are things going with you with the brand? I'm 100% transparent. You know what? A lot of people are not buying shirts. A lot of people are not buying hats. But with those subscribers, you keep growing. Like you would think, man, but that's okay. And like I always tell them, like do something that it's for you. People love to jump on bandwagons. If tomorrow we go viral because the algorithm goes for it, I know that you know 10 to 20 people always show some love on the live sessions. Maybe it'll be 200 by then. Maybe it'll be 500. Well, you gotta do something that brings value to other people. You have to bring value to yourself. Most importantly, this is a platform that I'm choosing to speak to. It's super weird that I'm in my room talking to a camera, but Rob is in Canada. Um, that's insane. That's insane to me. And there's people in the same county where I live in. There's people in some other countries. But I think that whenever you hear something from me, if this is your first live session and you come in and you're like, okay, cool, like this is not my thing, no problem. Your thing will come, which is car interviews. But I'm a rounded person that I like to do things that I enjoy, that give me joy and that fulfill me. And I think this is part of it. To have a message, if I'm gone tomorrow, I can guarantee you more people will listen to this conversation when I die than when I'm alive. That seems to be the trend. Oh, let me see what he was up to. Oh man, he was talking some cool stuff. Yeah, the guy's dead now. And so I think that's what I want you guys to get out of this. I get it out of you guys a lot. I know some of you guys are always messing around the comment section. And I don't mind that. I think it's cool to be able to develop a community. Um, Again, being respectful of others. I'm always down to read people's different views on topics. It's interesting. I think it's important for me to learn. I don't ever think that my way of thinking is 100% right. I think that's very ignorant for me to think that. Um, but at the same time, never stop learning, never stop believing in something that hopefully brings justice, peace, prosperity for everybody, not just a set of people, everybody, but most importantly, you. What are you doing for you? There's always going to be 1,001 reasons why you can move up in your job because, oh, so and so is related to so and that's why they got the promotion, but they're lazy. They always come late to work and they never get in trouble. I 100% believe that. I believe you. If that's your case, I 100% believe you. You know why? Because I've seen it myself. So what? What are we going to do? What can we do? Well, let's focus on us. Let's focus on what we can to better improve our life. Let's how about take 2 seconds to look at what we have instead of what we don't have. I think that's part of the reason why all these people that have all these material things are unhappy, because we're focusing on the things that we don't have instead of focusing on the things that we do have. So like I tell you guys, man, I am very content with my lifestyle at the moment. I'm extremely content with what I've been able to create from this journey. I'm extremely content with um, the personal goals that I've set and accomplished. But honestly, that's also a problem because then you become complacent. I became complacent with my weight. I'm not lying to you guys. Um, but other than that, I mean, my life is amazing. But it's a everyday thing that you have to fill yourself with positivity, with things that motivate you. I know some people will say, well, you shouldn't be motivated. It should be more of a structure. Okay, whatever works for you. You know, a lot of you guys want to start something. Don't tell me that you don't. A lot of you guys want to, oh, well, I want to do this, but I want to do that one. Then do it. It's not going to be perfect. Shit, I mean, you guys, especially you guys that tune into the live session, you guys watch the videos. A lot of you guys have seen the transition of the videos when we used to do it with their phones. The audio was messed up, all blurry and stuff. I was like, that's rough. That's rough. That was me and my time put in. Somebody speaking on their build, and then all of a sudden, bam, the video comes out pretty poor, and it's like, oh shoot, that's unfortunate for the builder, right? But that doesn't mean that we stop. If I would have stopped at the very first comment of somebody saying, dude, this guy's a fucking joke, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, if I internalize that, there would be no more interviews. If you don't believe in what you're trying to build, don't expect anybody else to believe it. Legit. People love bandwagons. If I continue to do what we're doing and tomorrow the algorithm hits, all of a sudden all these people are going to join. All of you guys that already are here putting in the work, Funkmaster Sleek, man, he's going to send me some badass thing that he created. And I'm super grateful. All these random people are going to jump on board and be like, oh, bro, like, this is cool, blah, blah, blah. And then you guys are going to be like, yeah. Now, I really hope I don't change my style of the videos. I like the way I'm doing them with 5,000 subscribers or 1 million subscribers. The last thing I want is for any of you guys to be like, man, that would change. And so it definitely reminds me. I keep myself grounded, and I'm reminded when I do the wash and talks, I know that shit ain't gonna go viral, but it allows me to speak on a topic that I want to have a conversation. I also do it for me because in 2 years I might listen to that same conversation. I was like, man, I was completely wrong, or I see things different now. But right now, the beautiful things that I'm 29, I'm doing a video about wash and talk about, let's say, gentrification, and then I read different comments from different people and how they interpret it. I don't think they're right. I don't think they're wrong. I think they're sharing a point of view, and I want to be able to have that comment section to be respectful above all, for them to be like, I'm gonna write a cohesive sentence and say, this is my belief. Debt, money. I've done a few videos about that. I know some of us have massive debt. Some of us don't. Well, I don't want to discourage you from saying, man, F this guy, man. He thinks he's better than me because he doesn't owe money. No, man, I'm sharing my point of view. And if there's something that you bring value, that I said, is you're like, man, actually, that I never thought about that. Maybe that helps you to take that first step to say, who's this Dave Ramsey guy he's talking about? Maybe he listens to him and you listen to them and you don't like it. Maybe you 100% disagree with his point of view, or the minimalist, or LED, or some of these YouTube channels. I don't expect you to really, fall in love with them or to even believe what they have to say, but it's also, again, pushing you to grow and to learn different channels. I mean, I follow a lot of different channels from you guys, the ones that you guys are always commenting. Because I'm like, damn, there's so many people out there trying to do stuff. They have 300 subscribers, less than 1,000, and they're putting in the mad work. Like, they're building some cool stuff. The algorithm hasn't hit for them. I actually enjoy those channels more, the little ones. People are putting in the work, working full time. I mean, Blip Shift Apex, or buddy Juan, he has a full time job, and he takes his little Nissan and tracks it and comes back and edits them. It's a lot of work, and so I definitely appreciate people like that. Just having conversation with people on Old School Honda Meet, it made me realize, like, oh shoot, man, you've become complacent, because they're younger and they're talking about, dude, I can't wait. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I'm doing this, and I'm sitting there like, damn, I was once like that. Now, I'm not necessarily that I need to make money moves, or anything has to be financially revolving around money. But at the same time, what am I doing? Watching Netflix for 3-4 hours? There's always going to be a good time to drink or to do, whatever you want to do. But there also has to be a time of self-growth. There has to be something that, you know, you you see the difference in 5 years, in 10 years from now. Can't just be, just going with the grain and with the vibes, and whatever happens happens. So that's what came up. That's what I listened to today on my walk. Some of you guys may agree, disagree, but I definitely want to hear from you guys. I want to hear your point of view. I don't think no one's right. I don't think no one's wrong. I think it's just an additional conversation that we need to have for ourselves. And I really hope that all of us, you know, put ourselves in a situation where we're prospering and we're not negative and we're happy despite all the negativity that goes on the world. So I really appreciate you guys for just taking the time to just listen, to analyze, agree, disagree, comment, dislike. It doesn't bother me. I'm doing this for myself as well, to remind myself um, that there's so much things to do, growing, losing weight, um, if it's building a car, then build it. The car's just never going to be done, and that's a beautiful thing. Building friendships, putting yourself out there, maybe a new job, and you're scared to make that leap. Like, you can do it. It doesn't matter if you're 30, 40, 50 years old. I know it's easy for me to say because I'm not that age yet, but you can do it. Be confident. Push yourself. But that was a major thing that I wanted to have a share with you guys. I don't know why that's the conversation that I really want to. That's why when I came straight from playing basketball, I was like, man, I kind of want to just share my views on that. But ¿qué onda, amigas? That's kind of where I've been at. It's crazy to think that I'm able to have this conversation with a lot of you guys across state lines, and that's freaking awesome. Rob says ethics, morals start at school and home, and many come from broken homes. Then there's the opposite, when kids get spoiled, snobby, selfish, and think they are better than everybody else. You know what? There's a little bit of everything, man. I think that's true. That's a great point. There was a major controversy here in LA because the son of a millionaire or billionaire, the gentleman, the young kid is 17 years old. He was driving a Lamborghini, I think 100 miles an hour or so, crashed into to a young girl and college student. She passed away, and the guy, the driver, the young kid, actually didn't get charged until social media kind of started to repost those things, and that's crazy, man. You could say that that kid had it all, and now his life is, I don't think he's gonna serve quote unquote real justice according to a lot of people. But there are a lot of cases like that where these kids are 17 years old with exotic cars. They have everything on paper, and then the ethics come into place. Like, for instance, he understands now that, well, my dad, who has a lot of money, somehow kept me out of jail. My dad, who has a lot of money, hired 4 lawyers. My dad, who has money, and so that starts playing into you. Then you're like, wait, I can get away with this because I have money. And then the ethics type of thing, the beliefs start kind of differentiating, and that's obviously something that you and I, regular person, if that was to happen, I hope it doesn't. I don't think that we would be able to walk away and go home and still relax. It would suck. And then that's the same thing for companies, and the lack of ethics at times, taking advantage of people. I'll throw an example. Do we think that McDonald's doesn't have ethics because of the food that they serve? I don't think so. I think that we are making a conscious decision to say, I'm gonna go eat this food that is bad for me, but I'm still choosing to eat it. But do they pay their workers ethical salary? That's up for debate. I'm not gonna lie, especially with the money that they bring in. So there's definitely ways of you looking at ethics, but I think that was a pretty good example what you meant. The broken home thing too. We see that a lot with young males, how to be in a proper relationship, how to treat other people, what is right, what is wrong. Obviously, music doesn't help nowadays, but that's definitely a challenge that we have to fight. And I think the best way you fight is by leading by example, and that's how you have to do it. Jerry Sequeira, what's up, bro? What's up, man? Thank you. Don't think of the money you don't have. Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm not allergic to money, but I also don't make it my number one priority, you know. And I think it's worked out, honestly, from my end. It's worked out very nicely, and I really enjoy being able to have a very good life, if that makes sense, comfortable. No, I'm not balling it like other people, but ultimately, for me, in my personal opinion, it's not how much you make, it's how you spend it. You know, we know people that are making 500,000, and they spend 500,001, you know, yearly, and so they're always broke. You know, they're living on credit cards and things of that nature. So Alex Avina says, "What up, Gus? How you doing?" I'm good. I'm doing fantastic, man. It's definitely I needed to do this live, and then I edit another video. I have to finish it, and then another video is uploading as we speak. It's gonna be the coverage from which thank you for bringing that. It's gonna be tomorrow. Well, today, the bring your own boba meat went live. It was just mostly like a vlog, you would say. I won't try to do many of those. I just kind of want to do that. I don't know, had a good time with a couple peeps. I am gonna try to make it this Friday that's coming up. Tuesday and Wednesday will be the old school Honda Meet recap. I did two videos. The parking lot was insane. Amazing cars came out. It was such a good time. And I didn't get all the cars to game because I spent a good time talking to just random ass people about random ass conversations, and I love it. You know, I love it. Some people I never met, some people that you know I've seen all the time, but the conversations are always different, and that's what it is. You know, you have to be, you know, if it's always about the same thing, it can get repetitive. And like I said, we got into other topics other than cars. Happy UFC event, guys. It was lit. I keep seeing that. I don't I'm not a big UFC type of guy, but I did see those clips. Nailed the. It was a female fight, right? Nailed her with the left foot, knocked her out. It's crazy. Do you know how to make a car faster? I don't know, make you feel injected. I don't know, man. My cartoon was running so rich. I don't know. Any of you guys have experience? Old school Rob, since you're so old school, you should probably know all the ins and outs, right? By the way, nice haircut, man. Thank you. I don't. Oh, let me see. It's all jacked up. I cut my own hair, man. I don't know. I started just again going back to the confidence thing. I don't care if people make fun of my haircut. It's really pretty bad, especially from the back. But a lot of my buddies cut their own hairs, and yeah, sure, it takes a little longer, but you don't have to drive somewhere and then pay and then wait and then come back, and then sometimes they even cut the hair even worse than you would do it yourself. So might as well do it yourself, you know. Most of the time I wear hats, so it doesn't really matter. But I appreciate that, man. Luis says, "What's up, man? Shout out from Aurora, Colorado. CD5 all day, every day, man. That's the smartest thing I've read the whole entire freaking day, Luis." um, but I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you for swinging in, man. How is Colorado right now? I don't know what the weather looks like over there, but damn, that's what's up, man. To think that there's somebody out there, you know, tuning in, it definitely makes my day, man. Loving today's topic and convo. Yeah, man. I think we all need it. I think we all um we just need to remind ourselves that um, all of us are battling to something, and all of us are becoming complacent in one way or another. And it's okay, you know, but just be aware, and it's okay. Just feel yourself, um, you know, be aware of what you're doing or what you're not doing with your time, because ultimately we have 24 hours. Ultimately, we're all gonna die. I'm not gonna lie, all of us are gonna die. So um, I'm not saying you want to become famous or that you want to change the world or whatever, but just make yourself every day a little bit better. You know why? Because as I'm saying this, tomorrow might somebody runs me over. I hope not. You know, something good or something bad happens tomorrow. Like, as long as this video stays up, you guys are gonna know what was going through my mind. You guys are gonna know what I was trying to do. And again, positivity doesn't get attention like negativity. So we have to do our parts to fulfill ourselves um, with a nice surrounding group of people that will motivate each other. And this is what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? I was supposed to go, but I couldn't make it to the boba meet. Next Friday, I should be I should be there. I'm not a bandwagon jumper. No, you're not, man. You've been at it for a while, man. Thanks for the love. I really appreciate it. I don't even know how you started watching the videos. Probably some EF video though, for sure. But I definitely appreciate you, Rob. I don't know. It's nice seeing your username always pop up, and all the videos. Which I mean, and even if you don't watch the whole entire thing, I don't understand how you watch all the videos, which is pretty cool. Keep your heads up, bro. Yeah, man. For sure. Keep my head up. I think that's the reminder that we we have to remind ourselves, man, we have it good. Life is great. Seriously. Like not every day I wake up like that, but you have to remind yourself, like, damn, I can move, I can breathe, I can speak, I can have, conversations, I can see, I had food today, like little BS doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, in the grand scheme of things. Once you know, learn about different things. Another thing that I would definitely suggest if you guys get a chance, check out PBS Frontline. Again, it might be a little controversial, so if you guys want to watch it or not, I think it's cool. It's just PBS Frontline, obviously PBS, Public Broadcasting System here in the States. They do a lot of like documentary style, like Vice News. They'll take a topic and they'll do videos on it. Super interesting to say the least. A whole bunch of plethora, a whole bunch of different topics. I definitely recommend those. I think one of them that really opened up my eyes, that I was like, God damn, man, was getting to know the Saudi Arabian leader or king or something like that. And so anyways, when they're doing the documentary there, they start showing the experience of this female activist, where she went viral, and she went viral for something so simple that you and I here in Canada and United States and on this western side of the world, you would say, we take it for granted. This lady, she recorded herself driving through state line, so she was now in Saudi Arabia driving. And obviously the social media, here I'm free to be able to say we're having a conversation. In other countries, obviously the government a little bit more restrictive, a lot more restrictive, I should say, not a little bit controlling. And they caught wind of her doing that, and she was arrested for that, and beat, and she barely came out of jail not too long ago, but she had been in jail for many, many, many years, torture. Like, at that point you realize, like, what the hell am I complaining about? You know what I mean? And so those are the experiences. And so I would definitely recommend PBS Frontline. I'll show it actually, so that way you guys can get it. Again, you guys don't have to, but I think I got a lot of value out of it, and I hope that some of you guys will too. If you don't, no worries. Let me share my screen so that way you guys can see what I'm talking about. So if you just look up on YouTube PBS Frontline, this is a channel. And like I said, they have a whole bunch of different just short documentaries on a lot of different things in the world. And some of you guys might be saying, well, Gus, I thought you just said not to watch negative stuff. I don't think everything's negative. I think they're just trying to do reporting, journalism. Now, are they biased or not they biased? I don't know. You can make all that decisions for yourself. But one thing I do want you guys to really appreciate is the fact that somebody's taking the time to do this. If you start nitpicking the things that they said, or the way they journal the situation, then yes, you're always going to find something that you're going to disagree with. But I think the overall message that I'm trying to say is you are quickly to find out that other people have it way worse than you, to say the least. And so I think that that's part of the message that I'm trying to say is, be very happy, be very thankful that we have the opportunity to be here, and to be able to share this space for how long we're here in this world. Yamamoto-san, happy face to you. Let me see what Rob has to say. Watch one godless woman on YouTube. She's Saudi doctor living in Canada. The stories are crazy. Oh man, that's crazy. Yeah. Another story in that documentary for getting to know the prince from Saudi Arabia. It was a gentleman, an activist here in the United States that flew from there. That's actually the one that revolves the whole story. And obviously he was speaking very loud about his old government. And when he went to the consulate in, I think in Turkey, I might be mistaken that he went to the consulate to renew some paperwork that he needed to do. They pretty much chopped him up in the consulate, and there was a major controversy regarding that. But yeah, I can only imagine. People have really they fly to other states like this one for freedom, and that's when you start seeing like, damn, like that's crazy, man. Um, it's scary to think about it. And we'll finish it up with Luis in Colorado with a nice little weather update. I appreciate you, man. 70s today and snowing tomorrow. That's crazy. I can't do that, man. But I'm hoping the houses are cheaper over there, right? And that the cost of living is much better because I cannot do snowing, man. Colorado weather is crazy. Yeah, I can only imagine. Warm weather, snow is melting by Thursday. That's awesome. But some people love the snow. I hope you do too, Luis. Um, that's crazy. Mr. OJ killed Mac Dre. You low key look Saudi Arabian, bro. But when you talk, that accent sounds like arroz y frijoles. Okay, thanks. Yeah. Uh, I know two languages, so that's kind of, one of them is going to have an accent, right? Um, I don't know. Hey, that's not the worst thing I've been called, so I'm good. Other than that, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I really do. We'll catch you on the next one. As always, we go for the car, we stay for the person. Mashallah, I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys. I don't know, maybe next week on another